Titus chapter 2, beginning with the first verse. Titus, book of Titus, chapter 2. And it reads like this. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in peace. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. We're going to stop right there. You want to preach from us, so the attitude of a Christian mother.
Oh, wow. All right.
The attitude of a Christian mother. I was almost tempted to label this Sister Pat, Christian Mothers Gone Wild.
Wow. That's a good one too.
But what struck with me was the attitude of a Christian mother. The greatest example that you could ever have in a family is that of a Christian mother. One who have walked with God and have believed Christ and walked by faith. But I found out, Sister Carolyn, that in the society we live in today, older women are not respected like they used to be. It seems as if these young women have a greater wisdom in which the world has never seen. As a matter of fact, when I grew up, I sat at the feet of one of my old cousins. He was about 80 years old. I went to his house every day, cut his wood, had an old corn shucker, Curtis, that you put the corn cob in and you had to, I filled that bucket up every day. I go over and feed his hogs and did not ask him for a dime, because nowadays you can't do nothing unless somebody pays. Fed his hogs and chopped his garden. And the only thing I wanted in return was a little bit of wisdom. And that old man would pull me to the side every now and then and say, boy, listen, such and such and such and such life, women, he taught me about all this stuff. But nowadays, you don't have time to sit down with old and learn the principles of the game.
All right.
They think they know it all. They think they understand it all. Ain't quite got out of your pampers yet.
All right.
But yet you seem to know what life is all about. I would advise you to find you an old seasoned woman.
All right.
That's been following God and sit down at her feet and learn what life is all about. We live in a society now where all young women want is babies, babies, babies. Have no idea how to raise them. Have no idea how to feed them. Have no idea of how to take care of them. Because the ultimate thing that they've learned in this society is, if I get a baby, I get welfare.
Woo.
Got a quiet down.
That's just. That floor somebody's head.
You'll understand there are circumstances and consequences that come along with the child. There's some responsibility that you might not be ready to handle.
Mm-hmm.
Paul tells Timothy, listen, son, tell the aged women in your congregation to behave themselves holy. See, it's hard to be an example when you're not one. It's hard to be an example, older women, for the younger women when you're living like anything. I ain't slacking nobody. I'm just going to preach what he give me. I'm going to let y'all go enjoy your mama, and we're going to have a good day. See, there's so many trying to lead and have yet not learned how to do it. Older women that should be examples for the young women. And they're out here partying too. It's a shame when you turn on the 11 WTVD News and there's an 85-year-old grandma heading to jail for selling drugs. What kind of example is she showing her younger granddaughters, her younger niece? Boy. What example are we leaving? What legacy are we leaving for our younger generation? Sad thing. You look on Channel 5, and there's a 50-year-old mom arrested for prostitution. What kind of example? You can go sleep if you want to. That's up to you.
All right, Apostle.
But when your daughter gets in trouble, don't say God wasn't trying to tell you. Because the first thing we do when our children get in trouble, we blame them. And we forget to go back and think about what we have done to cause them to be the way that they are. That's right. I ain't hearing nothing now.
Say it.
Paul tells Titus, get the old one straight first. Tell them they need to live a life of holiness. Watch this. Tell them stop lying so much. Read the book. Not falsity, lying. Old women in the church lying. Living in every kind of way. Then you want to tell somebody to pull their dress down. Shut up. Come on now. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Not giving too much wine. There were some drunk old women in the church.
All right.
Drunk. Because if there were not, he wouldn't have to write this. So they were living any kind of way, lying all the time and drunk, Rob. Teachers are good. Teaching the young women how to hormone. Teach them how to go through men. Oh, shut up.
Go ahead.
Can I preach that?
Go ahead.
Teach them how to go through men like a laxative. You slept with so many men that every man you slept with, you told your daughters to call him uncle. Now they're doing the same thing that you taught. They got so many unblood-related uncles till it's just pity. Now you mad because they're sleeping with anybody and everybody. But you tend to forget. That's the monster you made.
Ooh. Say it.
Because you didn't want to live right in front
of
you. That's the monster you made. Because you didn't want nobody to tell you how to live your life. That's the monster you made. Because you're so busy trying to be a friend instead of a mama that you let them do that. Shut up, boy.
All right.
Let me tell you
it.
your daughter's going to have enough friends, but they're only going to have one mama.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I don't need to be my son's friend. I need to be my son's daddy. LJ can be his friend. Saquon can be his friend. Trey and Titus. But I got to be the daddy. Because there are some things that I have to tell him. There are some things I have to teach him that they can't even touch.
All right.
Same thing. Women. Old women in the church. Acting a fool. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Paul said, tell them to get their mess together so that they can teach. Stop that. The young women to be sober. What was he talking about? So they can teach them young women to be sober. Huh? What did he say? You need to teach the young women how to be pure-minded, how to be focused, how to be clear-headed, that they can understand. Watch this. He said, stop the drinking, stop the lying, stop laying up with deacon such and such. Because in order for you to teach the young women how to be sober, you must first be sober yourself.
All right.
You can't be watching porn late in the midnight hour.
Come on.
And then ready to blast the young lady. Because her stuff ain't coming from a screen. Her stuff is live and in living color.
Go ahead.
So you mad because you... Shut up, boy.
Go ahead. Tell it.
My God, I can't teach it like I want to.
Apostle.
Some cheering up in here. I can't tell it like I want to tell it. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Help me, Jesus. Your women got to be sober-minded. And not only that, you got to be sober-minded. You got to stop drinking. You got to stop lying. You got to stop living all kinds of ways. We need to teach these young women, Lord, look at here, how to love their husband.
All right.
Teach them how to be quiet.